Hello and welcome to our movie recap channel. Here, we'll give you a quick rundown of all the latest and greatest films, both big and small. Today's movie is called Deathrace. The film starts by showing a race close to its end between automatic weapon Joe Tyrese Gibson and a renowned concealed driver known as Frankenstein David Carradine in an appearance, who is joined by a female guide. Candid's cautious frameworks fizzle, and Joe annihilates Plane's vehicle his guide discharges, apparently leaving Frankenstein basically injured, or dead. Jensen Ames' Jason Statham is outlined for his significant other's homicide around the same time that the steel plant he works at shuts. The killer is really a concealed interloper that focuses a finger firearm at Ames as he leaves. Ames is shipped off jail where he is pressured by the perverted jail superintendent, Hennessy Joan Allen, to turn into the new driver of Frankenstein's Portage Bronco. She lets Ames know that she is aware of his child that was left in child care, and that detainees are liberated after coming out on top in 5 demise races. However, since he will assume the cover of The Amazing Frankenstein, who had 4 successes at the hour of his passing, he will just have to come out on top in 1 race. The races are fallen to pieces into 3 phases: Stage 1 and 2 are races in which the driver should get by. In Stage 3, you should come out on top in the race for it to add to the count towards opportunity. Not long before the Stage 1 race, Ames is acquainted with his pilot, Elizabeth Case Natalie Martinez, who is Frankenstein's past guide. During the race, Ames sees another driver, Pachenko, make a similar hand motion as the gatecrasher that killed his better half. 3 drivers are killed during Stage 1: Syed, Grimm, and Travis Fole. Ames completes last subsequent to enduring a hard shot from assault rifle Joe. Ames learns he is essential for a plot to keep the legend of Frankenstein alive, exclusively for the individual benefit of Hennessy. He goes up against Hennessy about the driver, however rather she shows him photos of his child living with non-permanent parents, inquiring as to whether he figures he could accommodate his child better than the temporary parents. Maddened, he takes one of the photos and leaves. The prior night staged, he makes an excursion to the carport of Pachenko's group to stand up to him. He is whipped by a couple of individuals from the group, however is helped by an individual from his carport, permitting Ames to fight back and almost kill Pachenko. His vengeance is impeded by the jail monitors advising them to save it for the race. Ames goes into the stage to race and promptly questions Case on her expectations. She lets him know she was requested to disrupt Frankenstein's protection weapons so he wouldn't win his opportunity, and in this way procure her own. Ames acknowledges he isn't intended to endure the passing race by any stretch of the imagination, yet is intended to kick the bucket so another Frankenstein can be brought into the jail to keep watchers paying to see the races. He looks for vengeance during Stage 2 by devastating and moving Pachenko's vehicle, permitting him to pivot drive back and to seek retribution, very close by snapping Pachenko's neck as he creeps from the car crash. 5 drivers stay until 14,000. Carson and Riggins are killed by the gunboat, Hennessy's unmistakable advantage. The Dreadnought, a 18-wheel tank truck loaded up with gigantic automatic rifles that had been underway for quite a long time. Ames and assault rifle Joe can obliterate the battleship and finish Stage 2. Understanding that Ames knows what's happening, Hennessy has Ames' vehicle outfitted with an unstable before the Stage 3 race as protection to ensure he doesn't cross the end goal alive. Notwithstanding, Ames devises his own plan from a picture shown by one of his team individuals from an obliterated bulletin in a previous race, and lets Joe know that he and Frankenstein ought to talk. The Stage 3 race starts with just 2 drivers remaining, Frankenstein and automatic weapon Joe. The race starts, and Ames before long starts to lead the pack. Notwithstanding, the chances are against Ames as Hennessy rigs the track to help Joe. All through the whole lap, Joe keeps hot on Ames' tail, and as they close to the start of the subsequent lap, Joe prepares recently added rockets and flames RPG toward Ames. Be that as it may, they appear to miss the vehicle, and on second thought hit the bulletin at the main turn of the track. It is shown that the picture Ames saw was a pathway to the extension, beginning the island to the central area behind the obliterated bulletin. Ames and Joe escape onto the extension, sought after by police cruisers and helicopters. As the cruisers close in on the 2 vehicles, Ames discharges his uncovered gas tank, making it detonate and stop the seeking after vehicles. Going to her plan B, Hennessy then arranges that the unstable under Ames' vehicle be set off. Yet nothing happens in light of the fact that Mentor Ames' technician had found, eliminated, and deactivated the bomb preceding the beginning of the race. Getting away from past the extension, Joe and Ames disagree, and Hennessy orders the helicopters to zero in on Ames, yet he switches seats with Situation when she lets him know that Hennessy had marked her delivery papers for her work, and that she owed one to the old Frankenstein. He hops from the vehicle, persuading the helicopters to think he is still inside. Joe gets together with Ames, and they board a train to evade. Regretting on Hennessy's proceeded with presents. Before long, Ames' Colt is halted and Frankenstein is captured. Afterward, Hennessy accepts she actually won all things considered, as a gatekeeper informs her about presents shipped off her for the record number of watchers buying into the demise race. Notwithstanding, the unstable that was placed on the Frankenstein vehicle is inside, and Mentor explodes them. A half-year after the fact, Ames and Joe are shown working in a junkyard in Mexico. When Kay startlingly shows up, the two men are glad to see her, and Case meets Ames' child, flute player. The film closes with Ames making sense of that despite the fact that he knows he's a long way from being the best parent on the planet, nobody could cherish his child beyond what he could. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. We'll be back with more movie recaps soon, so stay tuned. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the next one.